Bam Bam Bigelow was born Scott Charles Bigelow on September 1, 1961 in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Billed from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Bigelow was listed at 6'4" and 390 pounds. He was trained by Larry Sharpe. Bigelow went to Neptune High School in Neptune Township, New Jersey. He was a varsity letter football player and wrestler. He missed his senior year due to a cyst in his lower back and dropped out of high school. After dropping out of high school, he had various jobs including bodyguard, bouncer, and bounty hunter. He said while working as a bounty hunter in Mexico, he was shot in the back by a fugitive and imprisoned for 6 months in Mexico City. In May of 1985, he began training at Larry Sharpe's Monster Factory Wrestling School in Clementon, New Jersey. He made his professional wrestling debut on August 23, 1985 at a show held at the Studio 54 nightclub that was promoted by Paul Heyman. In 1986, Bigelow began wrestling under the ring name Bam Bam Bigelow, with Larry Sharpe as his manager while wrestling for the Memphis, Tennessee-based Continental Wrestling Association. On July 28, 1986, he won the AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship after winning a battle royal. He lost the championship to Jerry Lawler on September 8, 1986 in a Texas death match. In 1987, he began wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling, with Sharpe as his manager under the ring name Crusher Bam Bam Bigelow. In January of 1989, he formed a tag team with Big Van Vader. The team dissolved a few months later in May, but reunited the following year. Bigelow unsuccessfully battled Vader on a number of occasions for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, including the Super Power Battle in Osaka in September of 1989. Bigelow debuted in the WWF in May of 1987, appearing in dark matches and house shows. When he made his television debut, he was featured in a storyline in which various managers such as Bobby Heenan, Jimmy Hart, and Slick were vying for his services. However, in August of 1987, he announced that Oliver Humperdinck was his manager, which established him as face. Bigelow made his pay-per-view debut at the inaugural Survivor Series in 1987. He teamed up with Don Muraco, Hulk Hogan, Ken Patera, and Paul Orndorff in a losing effort versus Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, Butch Reed, One Man Gang, and Rick Rude. Bigelow was the final wrestler eliminated for his team. At WrestleMania 4 in 1988, Bigelow competed in a tournament for the then-vacant WWF World Heavyweight Championship, but lost to the One Man Gang in the first round. In June of 1988, Bigelow lost to Andre the Giant in a match at Madison Square Garden. Apparently, according to Bret Hart, Andre worked a stiff match due to tensions between them. Immediately following the match, Bigelow returned to the locker room, collected his bag, and left the arena. He left the WWF in July of 1988 due to knee problems and heat he was getting from the locker room due to the major push he was receiving, despite being a rookie. Bigelow debuted in WCW in September of 1988. He began feuding with the Four Horsemen and unsuccessfully challenged Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in a dark match in the Charlotte Coliseum. He also challenged Barry Windham for the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship, losing to him at Starrcade in December of 1988 after being attacked by the Horsemen's manager, J.J. Dillon. Bigelow would ultimately leave WCW due to his touring contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling in January of 1989. He came back in April of 1990, joining Sullivan's Slaughterhouse stable with Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack. They would lose to Norman the Lunatic and the Road Warriors. He left WCW in August of 1990 to return to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He made his return to the WWF in October of 1992, and had a series of wins on WWF Superstars and WWF Wrestling Challenge. He made his pay-per-view return in January of 1993 by decisively defeating the Big Boss Man at the Royal Rumble. In June of 1993, Luna Vachon was introduced as Bigelow's valet and love interest. He defeated Typhoon to qualify for the first-ever televised King of the Ring tournament, but ultimately lost to Bret Hart in the finals. In August of 1993, Bigelow teamed with Yokozuna in a losing effort to capture the WWF World Tag Team Championships from the Steiner brothers. In October of 1993, Bigelow and Luna Vachon began feuding with Doink the Clown, culminating in a match between them versus Doink and his ally Dink at WrestleMania 10. In June of 1994, Bigelow broke ties with Vachon after Ted DiBiase bought his contract. Bigelow became part of the $1 Million Corporation. At SummerSlam on August 29, Bigelow and fellow $1 Million Corporation member Erwin Art Shyster defeated the Head Shrinkers by disqualification. At Survivor Series on November 23, the $1 Million Team, Bigelow, King Kong Bundy, Tatanka, and the Heavenly Bodies defeated Guts and Glory, Adam Bomb, Lex Luger, Mabel, and the Smoking Guns.